So we're going to check out some stories of some unscrupulous behavior. In the comments, let me know which one you think is the worst. So let's check this out.
There are new details tonight in the murder of a Chicago police officer.
The 23-year-old is now facing charges in connection with the deadly shooting. Tia Ewing has been following this story. She joins us now live with the latest. Tia.
Well, Don and Scott, we actually just got his mugshot, and it's very interesting. We'll show it to you here shortly, but let's talk about what we've learned. 23-year-old Darren McMillan was already a convicted felon, and now he's facing 6 felony counts. One, obviously, for attempted murder of the officer that he dragged when he tried to get away from the scene. He's also facing first-degree murder charges for the killing of 26-year-old Chicago police officer Enrique Martinez. And let's show you that mugshot that I was just talking about. We just learned yesterday of McMillan's long criminal history.
What? I don't know what to say. In the comments, let me know what in the world. Was he just eating some sugar? What's going on here? What? I don't know. Wow.
History. The 23-year-old has been arrested for unlawful possession of a weapon and has a pending case out of Will County for possessing and manufacturing cannabis. Months ago, he tried cheating on his drug test on October 16th. That's when he was placed on electronic monitoring, and an ankle monitor was put on out of Will County. McMillan was the passenger in the stopped car Monday night in the 8,000 block of South Ingleside. When Officer Enrique Martinez and his partner approached the car, McMillan was reaching into a bag, and that's when the suspect pulled out a gun modified with a switch on it, able to fire off multiple rounds in just seconds.
After noticing McMillan in the front passenger seat reaching for a bag on the floor of the vehicle, Officer Martinez and his partner gave verbal direction for McMillan to stop reaching. At this point, McMillan produced a fully automatic handgun equipped with a machine gun conversion device and an extended magazine, and fired in the direction of Officer Martinez, fatally striking him.
Quite frankly, I'm surprised that the suspect is still alive. Him and his flower mouth or sugar mouth or whatever that was around his mouth. I'm surprised he's still alive.
The driver of the vehicle was also fatally struck multiple times by McMillan's gunfire. The weapon was recovered inside the vehicle.
Martinez was driven to the hospital by his fellow officers, but sadly died. McMillan pushed the driver of the car he was in out of the driver's seat, and that's when he dragged that officer. That officer discharged one bullet into the ground. He was injured, but we are told he will be okay. As for McMillan, he then took off on foot. He then broke into a woman's house and removed his ankle monitor. He cut it off with a knife. He was quickly caught just a few blocks away, and there was a third suspect inside of that vehicle when all of this happened. That person was in the rear seat of the vehicle. I am told that that person was released without any charges. The Chicago Police Department saying that that person had nothing to do with the officer's death. Now, as for McMillan, he will be inside a courtroom tomorrow morning at 11:30 over at Layton Criminal Courthouse. And of course, we will be there. Live tonight, Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
Crazy. Wow. Oh my goodness. So obviously that guy, he was obviously under the influence of something. We don't know, but we'll keep up on this story and we'll see what happens next. So this story apparently has to do with something about violence that is on the minimal, almost non-existent transgender community. So let's see what this is about.
We have come to the end of Transgender Awareness Week, which highlights the problems of violence committed against.
There's a such thing as a transgender week. Don't they get months and weeks all throughout the year? They just give him the whole year. Goodness gracious alive. What's going on?
People in the transgender community, among many other issues. According to the Trans Murder Monitoring Project, take a look at these numbers. More than 350 transgender people have been murdered in 2024. Here in Houston, police are looking for a man accused of beating and robbing a transgender woman earlier this month. This surveillance video shows her running away from the suspect. The victim says she believes she was attacked because she's transgender. Joining us to talk about their experiences, what they have gone through, transgender rapper Molati and Barbie Braxton, who is a regular here on The Factor, who is also a transgender woman. Glad to have you.
Look at these two. What is this? Melody and Barbie Braxton? How fucking ridiculous do they look? Looks are important. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to see what these two have to say about anything.
You both on The Factor Uncensored. For those who may only see you on The Factor and just see you, either debating or talking about issues personally, what have you gone through that people should know that you have seen violence?
I've been through everything under the sun. If it wasn't me, it was a friend or a friend of a friend. Basically, long story short, I had an ex-boyfriend who tried to kill me because I didn't want to be with him. So he beat the brakes off of me, dislocated my shoulder, broke my hand. Like, he just really tried to kill me.
And so do you think that's because you are also transgender, or you just tried to leave his ass? Because a lot of people go through that.
Yes, it's because I wanted to leave him, but then it was also the, oh, you're trans, so nobody else is going to want you.
Okay, got it. And so when you heard those words from him and felt that violence, how did you change your life to ensure you never go through that again?
I stayed away from men for like 3 years. And the first sign or the first red flag, or you catch your attitude over something stupid, I cut you off. I don't have time for that, and I'm not going to deal with that anymore.
And what we have seen, Molati, is a lot of particularly black transgenders murdered.
Oh, I pronounced it wrong. I said Melody. The name is Molati. All right.
Killed around the country, and that has not become an issue for many who say it should be a bigger talking point.
Right. I think it should. I feel like we should have justice. I feel like it should be some type of, I would say, I don't want to say program, but some type of law put in position to where we should be protected. And I know people get irritated with that because I feel like they feel like we should be treated special of some sort, but I feel like we're being targeted. So it almost feels like a terrorist attack. It's like, imagine if the United States was being targeted, how the soldiers and the U.S. troops would be in position to make sure that we were safe, right? It's the same thing with trans women. We're being targeted. We're not just asking for special treatment. I think we need it. I think trans women are being killed, black trans women specifically, are being killed at an alarming rate. And I think that needs some attention. I did lose a very close friend to me to murder. And I just think even to this day, she did not get justice. I even had, certain conversations with the people who were doing investigation. I just still feel like it was not enough done.
And that's your friend there we're looking at right there.
Yes.
What happened in that particular instance that you can recall?
An innocent person was killed. A very innocent, sweet, loving, kind person was killed and taken too soon. I feel like trans girls are forced into doing certain things because of the way that this country has set things up. And I think it's very hard for us to obtain certain spaces as far as even school, workspaces. So it's hard for a lot of trans girls to find work, especially if you're not considered what they call passable and you're not.
So yeah, this right here is a matter of you want, they say, she said, Molati says they don't want special treatment. But that's exactly what they want, because after she said that, she talking about they need spaces and all of this type of stuff. And they automatically go to the worst case scenario, which in the grand scheme of things really does not happen. And then, unfortunately, media give these people attention and they platform them to make people think that this stuff is just happening on a holistic basis, just every day, every other day. Somebody's purposely targeting these people just because they are trans this and trans that, and by the mere fact that you have to put trans in front of anything makes it null and void, which means it's not real. So this lady, she is wanted for murder in Virginia, and they caught her in Mississippi. Oh my goodness.
A woman wanted for a double murder out of Virginia is behind bars after her capture here in Jackson. 12 News' Tia McKenzie has more on the arrest as the 33-year-old suspect awaits her day in court.
U.S. Marshals took 33-year-old Akia Faison into custody after she was spotted in the 100 block of West Northside Drive Tuesday. She had been on the run for 20 months before her capture.
One thing about it, anybody that's accused, they have to know that the U.S. Marshals will not give up looking for them.
Authorities say Faison started a new life in Jackson under an alias.
She has family here, but she was using a different name. I know the first name was Taisha, and she was using that name as for employment.
Faison faces 2 counts of first-degree murder, robbery, and several other crimes. She was allegedly involved in a 2023 robbery in Portsmouth, Virginia, in which 2 men were shot and killed.
We had kind of worked on it before. We thought she possibly was in the area, and we never could come up with anything to substantiate that she was here. But our Virginia office kept working, and they asked us to check out a few things for us. We were able to set up surveillance at a place of business on Northside Drive. That's Northside Drive, and eventually we were able to ID her parking a car at this restaurant.
Faison is being held at the Madison County Detention Center awaiting extradition to Virginia for her initial court appearance. Reporting in Jackson, Tia McKenzie, 12 News.
So down in the comments, let me know what you guys think. Who is the most ratchet out of these 3 stories? Is it going to be the dude from Chicago with the flour crust or whatever the hell it is around his mouth? Is it going to be these 2 victimized victim transgender people? Or is it going to be this lady, Miss Akia, who's wanted for murder, who has been on the run for more than 20 months? So down in the comments, let me know what you guys think.